So to continue our Magiccon experience story, uh, Saturday night we went to Manners and Cocktails about 3 hours before we got our started building our decks. Once we got them built, it was just about time for the event to start. So we headed on down to see what was in store. Um, totally not what we got from reading the description. The description said that we would get cocktails if you were over 21. If not, you can get a mocktail and drink recipes. And it said recipes. Unfortunately, that was not the case. There was only one recipe and one cocktail that was handed out. And it was not my cup of tea. I didn't even attempt to try it because everybody that we had seen that attempted to try it either stopped after one swallow or took a couple drinks and said that's it, or just didn't even try because the ingredients made it seem extremely unsavory. I understand that it was murder at Karlov Manor, and you want to put a little murder mystery to your recipe, but you also need to understand who you're marketing this towards. A lot of us, we read saline solution in a recipe, or you say that there is saline solution in a recipe, that is an automatic turnoff, Watsy. You need to find a different recipe. I don't personally want to drink saline solution. I get that it's just water and salt, but by putting the word saline solution, it sounds like a chemical that I don't want in my body, along with probably a lot of other people. It was an orangish drink. As far as that, I don't know because I was not willing to give it a try. Played our games with Commander and Cocktails. Met a really awesome dude, couple of guys, while we were playing, and one of them asked me if I could get them Dark Ritual playmat because unfortunately there was a limited supply, and if you didn't have Black Lotus, your odds of getting one were slim to zero, unless you found somebody with Black Lotus that was able to get in line and wait for you. Which, being the nice guy that I am, and having time on Sunday, I was more than willing to wait in line for this guy. So, went back to our rooms. Sunday morning came around, went out, waited, got in line right away, and got down there, was able to get him his Dark Ritual playmat. There was hardly anybody behind me that was able to get one because they had ran out. Gave him his Dark Ritual playmat, and after that, it was time for me and my wife's day to really begin. Right off the bat, Sunday morning, we ended up going up to the Black Lotus Lounge, seeing if anybody was playing Progressive Sealed event, and nobody was. They either weren't doing it or had already gotten their names and weren't willing to do it. So we went up to the Magiccon employees that were sitting at the table in the Black Lotus Lounge and asked if any of them were willing to play, because in the description for your Black Lotus VIP, it said that you could play against staff members and win extra boosters, which, from what we experienced, was not the case. Every single employee we asked in the Black Lotus Lounge knew nothing about this. They did not have decks. They were not allowed to play. Don't know whose fault that was, but why put something in if it's not true? But we did find one that said, hey, get signatures on your slip. We'll accept it. You'll get the booster packs. You don't even have to play the games because it's not working out the way that they expected it to work out. They're hoping people would be willing to play, but they understand that not everybody was willing to play. So we were able to get our signatures in the blink of an eye because people are more than willing to give out signatures. They just didn't want to play. So got our signatures, got our collector boosters, and some few other things that we missed due to having events scheduled when they did certain events for Black Lotus. And then we headed on down to the main area. We got down there and it's like, and we didn't have our scavenger hunt done. So we walked around, stopped at a few vendors, looked to see what was going on. managed to get a couple free packs from some of the vendors, which was really awesome. Uh, Completed our scavenger hunt and got our Nuka Cola cap, which actually does look pretty cool. Um, After that, we went and waited in line for an hour to turn in our tickets. Yeah, that was a pretty long hour, and the line kept growing and never really went down. Uh, Turned in our tickets, got our prizes, and that was pretty much it for Magiccon. After that, we packed up and went home. But this is just a brief explanation of our experience. There will be a little more to come on this as far as interesting things that we saw personally uh, with staff and security. So please like, follow, and subscribe if you made it this far and if you enjoyed hearing this. Thank you. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. I'm going to start rating our experience. So, to start off with rating our experience, we're going to start off right in the VIP lounge. Starting with the staff, rate their knowledge. I got to give it only a 6 out of 10 beers because they didn't know many things that were included with the VIP or online for the Black Lotus only. Um, Only things that they did know is what they had in front of them. So, as far as their knowledge regarding what was supposed to happen, what we were supposed to get, and how things were said online for the Black Lotus experience, I'm only giving it a 6 out of 10 beers because they did not know if it was not right there. As far as politeness goes, they're getting a 10 out of 10 beers because we never had any issues with politeness. They might have been a little clueless, but they were absolutely polite. They were absolutely respectful. I had no issues, no complaints. Neither did my wife. They always had a smile on their face and tried to help if they could. If they were clueless, they didn't help because they didn't know any better. And I can't really throw that on them. They were, it's not necessarily the employees that were working, it's how it was run. As far as the value for Black Lotus VIP, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. For the average player, I do not recommend getting it. However, if you are a collector, if you like to sell things online, or if you like to purchase exclusive items, absolutely worth it for you. But for the average person that just wants to get the few bonuses you get with it, I do not believe that it is worth the money. It's only getting a 6 out of 10 beers. Overall, VIP Black Lotus, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because a lot of things just were not worth it or not put together well or did not mesh well. Pastimes, WotC, you need to fix it and make it more reasonable for people to want to spend over $800 on something and get value. That's all for Black Lotus VIP rating. Thank you.